Hey guys, I'm back. I hope everyone had a happy new year and a good holiday. I know it's well past the new year, but I haven't seen you guys since last year. So I'm just gonna wish you a happy new year, and I hope you had good holidays, a good winter break if that's something that you have. Anyways, I know it's been a while since I posted, and you know, I've decided this year I'm gonna try to post more and be more consistent, and so this is the start of that. So I hope you're prepared for more videos. Hopefully. I'm really hoping I can hold that up. Yeah, so basically, in today's video, I'm gonna be going through my top 10 albums, basically of all time. These probably are not gonna be in the order of like how much I like them because I'm way too indecisive to have a definitive list. I did manage to condense my list to 10 albums that are my faves. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through them, and I'm also gonna say my favorite song from each album because why not? I think that's really fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's go. So I also want to say, disclaimer, I know I don't have the best music taste. As you can see, I'm a pretty big K-pop fan, and if you've watched my other videos, I talk about K-pop a lot. I go to K-pop concerts, so basically this whole list is K-pop albums. But there are a few others, and even then, let's just say like I'm not like, oh yeah, I love this underground artist, or I love this like indie, like this, like, you know, this is like low-key mainstream stuff. I don't know, when it comes to music, sometimes I hesitate to broaden my horizons. So either way, I feel like this is a pretty good list. Like in the K-pop world, maybe I think that the albums that I chose deserve to be on my list of top 10 albums. So, and also I feel like saying of all time is just such a big like a big description of it, because my music taste has changed so much over my whole life. Well, that's kind of debatable. I've kind of liked One Direction since they became One Direction. So feel free to judge my music taste. That's fine with me. I don't really care. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so number one on my list, maybe not number one. The first one on my list, we have Harry Styles. Honestly, just his debut album is great. I think this can go on the number one spot. This is probably my favorite album of all time. I said what I said. His other albums are great too, and I love them, but I just think HS1 was like life-altering. Like, I don't know, the whole like vibe of it is just so good. And for that to be like his debut album after being in One Direction, such a like vibe change for him. It was crazy to experience that. I think my favorite song from that album is Sweet Creature. So it's also my favorite Harry Styles song from his entire discography. I don't know, it's just such a good album. The vibes are good. It's like kind of nostalgic because dang, he released that album like a long time ago. I can't think of it on the top of my head, but it was a while ago. At least 6-7 years ago. Maybe it was 7 years ago. I don't know, but and even then it's still hitting number one charts in my room. Love that album, love Harry. I can't wait for him to release new music, but no rush, King. Take your time. Take your time. And Harry was also my first ever concert that I went to, which crazy. Actually crazy, now that I think about it. I did kind of black out and I don't remember most of it, but from what I do remember, it was a great experience. I don't know, it was just crazy to hear, like, to hear the songs that I love live and also see him in person after literally being obsessed with him my whole life after that point. So it's just crazy, like, oh, so he's real and he's right in front of me. Thank you. Okay, number two on my list, we have Fever Part 2 by ATEEZ. This is my favorite ATEEZ album, favorite K-pop album. Maybe this list is more ranked than I thought it was. Because if Harry is my favorite like album of all time on like Western music, then the second one is my favorite album of all time for like K-pop. This album, all their albums are so cohesive, and this one just adds to that too. I love it. And my favorite AT song is also on this album. So, you know, it all like it coincides. So, speaking of that, my favorite song is Take Me Home. Y'all don't understand, or maybe you do understand. Guys, if you're watching this and you've never listened to Take Me Home, pause the video, go listen to it, and come back. Thank you. Because that song is like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I feel like I'm levitating every time. And the first time I heard it, out of body experience, like, it's crazy. So I love that song. And I love all of AT's songs. Like, I don't think there's a single skip. Okay, maybe there is a skip. It's the Fireworks remix. Sorry, I skipped that. I don't really like that one. Whatever. But I love Fireworks. Like, I love the song itself. And it's also on this album. Guys. It's all falling into place. I would say some of my top AT songs are mostly from this album. Which, I guess, like, obviously, girl, it's your favorite album. So, I just love the whole album. It's so good. The visuals are great. The music is great. Vocals are great. They're great. Everything's great. And that's why it's my number 2. Third album on the list, we have When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is another artist that I like absolutely love. Y'all, I love Billie down. I would go to war for Billie. I love that girl. And I was actually so sad that I couldn't go to her concert. I cried. I'll be honest, guys, I did cry because I couldn't go. That just shows you how much I love her. But this album, I love all her albums. It was low-key hard to choose which one was gonna go on my list. But I just feel like this one is one I've listened to the most. It low-key got me through, like, dang, how old was I when this came out? It got me through tough times. Listening to this over and over again, I was in it. And it's just so, like, emotional. It's like an emotional roller coaster. Because, like, we have When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, like, the song, and then, like, we have, like, I Love You. Guys, what, am I supposed to be, like, getting possessed or, like, crying? Guys, my favorite song from the album is Ilo Milo. Masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. I also know that Billie loves that song. So, guys, I'm not just saying it because Billie loves it. I'm saying because I love it. We just have the same taste, maybe. Ever thought about that? Yeah, thank you. Just the whole album is so good. The duality, versatility of it, I don't know the correct terminology for what I'm trying to convey, but the whole thing is just so good. Billie is so good. She's an amazing artist. Her and Phineas produced like the best stuff ever. It's just, I don't know, the album just has something a little bit more that resonates within me and makes me absolutely in love with it. Next up on the list, we have The Rise and Fall of a Midwestern Princess. You guys are probably saying,
girl, you hopped on the bandwagon.
Yes, I'll admit, I was not a fan of Chappell Roan before she got big. And even then, when Good Luck Babe, like, got viral, I guess, and started going crazy, I was like, oh, okay, like, I didn't get the hype. Let's just say I didn't get the hype. And then I remember one day, middle of the summer, I put on this album. I've not been the same since. This album is so good, guys. It's so good. It was on repeat for the rest of the summer. Like, I think Chappell was my number 7 artist. Yeah, she was my number 7 on Spotify Wrapped, because all these people were 1 through 5, and then Billie, then Chappell. Because it's just so good. Let's just say I did get the hype, and now I'm on the bandwagon, and I'm waiting for her to go on tour so I can pull up. I'll say, hey girl, hey Chappell. It's just so good. And she's such a good singer. Her vocals are insane. And the songs themselves are just like I'm grooving the whole time. Well, okay, maybe not the whole time. Some of those are a bit sad. Maybe I shouldn't be grooving. Speaking of the songs, my favorite song from this album is Red Wine Supernova. Y'all, I wish I could sing like she could, because I would be belting that song at the top of my lungs. Okay, well, I still do belt it at the top of my lungs. I just will never in my life sound the way that she does. In my head I do, but I know that I don't. But that song, to me, is just so fun to sing in the car or sing anywhere. It's just so fun. I love it. yeah, let's just say I'm glad that I hopped on that bandwagon and took a listen to this album, because now it's on my top 10 list. Next on the list, I think this is number 5. And this is where I'm like, I don't know if I quite have them ranked by how much I like them, or if I just have them in the list, because I feel like Chaperone's album shouldn't be above some of the other ones, but you know, this is just how I thought of them. I'll be honest, as I thought of them, I wrote them down. So, but anyways, next album is Midnight Memories by One Direction. Okay guys, I'll be honest, there's been a few hours between this clip and the last one, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to it. Anyways, as I was saying, the next album is Midnight Memories by One Direction. And as I said earlier in the video, I've been a fan of One Direction for so long, like actually insane. Also, R.I.P. Liam. Gone way too soon. This album, honestly, it was hard to pick my favorite One Direction album because I love all their albums. Actually, okay. I don't not like 4. It's just not my fave. Sorry. There are really good songs in it though. But if I had to like rank them all, that one was probably the bottom. Sorry. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, Midnight Memories, the whole like vibe of it is so good. And also at the time, that was like One Direction, like prime look, like frat boy time. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Also, it was hard to pick a favorite song from that album too, because they're all so good, like. But ultimately, I chose You and I. Yeah. Honestly, iconic song. Midnight Memories has so many good songs on it. Midnight Memories literally has the best song ever on there. Come on, guys. Come on. How could I not choose this album? I love You and I feel like I said that Harry's album was like so nostalgic. Girl, if that's nostalgic, this is like ancient. So, although, I don't know. I think Up All Night is also an honorable mention. I love that album to pieces. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, One Direction in general, I'll probably always love One Direction. No matter how much my music taste changes, One Direction is deep in my heart. Next up, we have 80s album World. I don't even know how to like say it correctly. World, Ep, Finn, Will, you know, that one, the Crazy Form album. That's just what I always say. I'm like, oh, the Crazy Form album. This album is so good, guys. I know I'm saying that for every single one, but like I love this album down. This album is something that I can like literally listen to 100 times over, and I literally have, because I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 out of my top 5 songs on Spotify Wrapped were from this album. So clearly I love it a lot. I just think, I don't know, every song on that album hits every time, and the unit songs are literally amazing. I'm so glad that I decided to do that. Like, whoever at KQ or within ATs was like, okay, we're doing unit songs for this album, you have my applause, my thanks, my gratitude, I owe everything to you. Okay, although I'm a diehard Matt's girly, It's You is my favorite song on the album. That was my top song for the whole year. So I think that goes to show how much I love this album and that song. So this is like my, what do people say? My magnum opus? I don't think that's the right word I'm supposed to be using. This is it for me for this past year. And hearing those songs live healed something in me. There wasn't anything broken, but it got healed. It got healed. The album is just so fun too. Like all the songs together, the like storyline it tells, it's so good. It's great. I need to learn other adjectives that are not good. Guys, drop down below in the comments adjectives to use instead of good. Before my next video, I'm gonna look up synonyms for good and memorize them so I can expand my vocabulary a bit. But yeah, that's my favorite 80s album. And also, honestly, if we're being for real, I feel like I should just do a video of me ranking the 80s albums. Although, actually no. That'd probably be really hard for me to do because I love 80s too much. And I'm way too indecisive, like I said at the beginning of this video. I cannot put them in a sound list. The ranking would be this way because they're all on the same level. Except Figure Part 2 and Crazy Form album. So yeah. Next up on the list we have Layover by V. I almost said this album is so good. I just love what V did with this album. I think it really is his vibe. Like his voice, his rich voice, dark chocolate, amazing deep voice goes crazy on the album. It's like, it's perfect for him. I don't even know what else to say, like it's perfect. Just the like, I don't know. Like listening to this album makes me feel like I'm in it. I'm immersed. I'm experiencing it. I'll be honest, I can't quite relate to some of the topics in the songs. But that's okay. And I think that just goes to show how good the album is, that even though I can't entirely relate, it's like weaved into my soul. Not to mention the actual like physical album itself. The packaging is so cute. It looks like a package. Like, thank you. I literally have the two of the postcards right here, and the poster is like over there. You can't see it, but I have that too. I love it. I love the inclusions, the photo cards, the photo book, the music, all of it. Boom, 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 boom. It's ticking off all the boxes. Almost forgot. My favorite song from the album is probably Slow Dancing. That's like a sing that song in the car song. Sing that song in the car song. I don't know why I just worded it like that, whatever. I can really imagine, like, you know, windows down, you're driving. You need to be driving at the beach though. This whole album gives me like a beachy vibe, you know? So yeah, I love the album. I love what V did with that. Shout out V.
What's your name?
Please come home. We miss you, V. Moving right along. Next up we have P1 Harmony's Killing It. P1 Harmony is another group that I love. I love P1 Harmony. They're so, oh look, there's some of them right now. Only 2.5. You can kind of see in talk. Is that who's right there? Why does it looks like different on my screen? Anyways, you can kind of see in talk, but I love P1 Harmony so much. They're in my top 5 artists this year, and I was supposed to go see them in June, but it got canceled. That was really sad. I'll admit I also cried because I couldn't go. But I was just really excited because I love P1 Harmony. But it's not their fault. We love you, P1 Harmony. But also, because I love P1 Harmony so much, it was like really hard to choose like an album, because any of the albums could probably be in this list for me, because they are gonna eat it up every time. They never miss. Hashtag P1 Harmony never misses. Ultimately, I did choose Killing It because, I don't know, it's very like upbeat, fun. All their albums are fun. What am I saying? Like, I don't know. Just this one impacted me the most. This is another one that I could play hundreds of times. But this is what ends up happening when P1 Harmony releases an album. I listen to it by itself, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm listening, I'm focused. And then I'll start like doing something, and I just let the album loop over and over and over again, and I don't get tired of it. Like most of the time I don't realize. And I'm like, oh, I just listened to that about 10 times in a row. And then I just keep going. My favorite song from this album is probably Emergency. It was also really hard to choose my favorite song from this album, because they're all magnificent. One thing about P1 Harmony is that they have their own like specific vibe, and they're so good at like keeping their own like individual vibe, but also changing like their sound, if that makes sense. I don't know, like I can tell like that's P1 Harmony, like that's a P1 Harmony song, but it's not like, oh, another P1 Harmony song that sounds just like the last one. Like, no, like that's P1 Harmony. Cleared, clock it, gag it. Okay guys, we're nearing the end of my list. Second to last we have Map of the Soul. Second to last we have Map of the Soul 7 by BTS. Fun fact, this was the first K-pop album I ever bought, and it's gone crazy from there. And here's the poster that I have out of there. That's the one that I chose to go on my wall. This album, I don't know, it's so, I feel like it does a good job encapsulating like BTS, but also like not, because I mean they're versatile. To me, BTS like isn't K-pop, they're BTS. Like when I'm listening to BTS, I'm listening to BTS, but if I'm listening to another group, I'm like, oh, I'm listening to K-pop. no, this is BTS. I just felt they're on a whole like different level. They're a whole other plane. Like, it's BTS. It's BTS. It's BTS Army. I don't know. I think it's so good because, you know, it's like a expanded, like deeper version of Map of Soul Persona. And I just think, you know, because it was my first album that I bought, I have a deep connection with it. And the song's good. Thank you. Because the song is so good, it was really hard to choose a favorite. The one I landed on was On. Because I think that's also like one of the first songs by BTS that I like could like sing along to. Like I learned it. Like I listened to it I listened to it the most and was able to like sing along like, hey. Although the worst song on the album is On featuring Sia. Why did y'all do that? I think we can all agree that song did not need to happen. But lo and behold, it exists. On. I love the music video, I love the performance video, the vibe of it. I love Yoongi's verse in it. There's so many good ones in the album. It's hard to choose. Like, shout out BTS, honestly. Shout out BTS. BTS, please come home. We miss you. The kids miss you. No, I'm ready for them to come home and go on tour so that I can go. I don't even care. I can sit on the top of the freaking arena and that's good with me. As long as I get to hear them, as long as I get to hear Jungkook's voice, I'm good. I'm good. So that's my choice for BTS. Love you, BTS. And guys, last but certainly not least, we have Get Up by New Jeans. Even though I know this is technically like an EP, some of these other ones are probably EPs too, and I'm like just saying their albums, whatever. I love it. I love New Jeans. I'm basically a bunny. I'd say I'm a bunny. Also, if you're watching this and you don't know what a bunny is, that's like their fans. I'd say I'm like a casual bunny, you know? This EP is so aesthetic. I think that's a good word. I think that's a good word that I chose. It's aesthetic. When it came out, the vibes were so good, life was good. I was like, what's ETA? What's ETA? Like, K-pop at that time was like jumping. Like it was fun, guys. Like we were having a ball. Altogether, that EP is just so good. And my favorite song from it is Cool With You. It's just the whole like, heavenly. The vocals are so good. New Jeans they're so good, and all the stuff that's going on with them right now, I feel like in the loop, it's unfortunate that things are happening the way they are. I just hope that things can get solved and that they can, I don't know how to word it, but that they can come out on the better side of it, you know, and that it ends for the better and is good for everyone. Love this song. The music video is so good. It's all just so good. New Jeans makes really good music, guys. So if you don't listen to New Jeans, I suggest you do because they're really good. Shout out New Jeans. Okay, guys, that's all the albums that I have on my top 10 list. But honorable mentions to Ordinary and Maxident by Stray Kids. I think those are my top 2 favorite albums from them. They're just so, I almost did it again. They're works of art. They were very needed. Every song hits. Thank you. I'm sure there's more albums out there that I really love and probably should have been on this list, but my brain sometimes doesn't work and I can't compile things. Like, I'm sure a few weeks from now, I'll listen to a song and be like, oh my gosh, why did I not put this album on the list? So there may be some faultiness to this list that I made, but I feel pretty good about it. I hope this video gave you some more information about me. You can judge me a little bit based on the songs and albums that I like. And do with that information as you will. Also, I just want to say, clearly I'm aware of how bad I am at describing stuff. At describing stuff thoroughly and more in depth. So sorry about that. I'll try to work on building my vocabulary and my skill to express my feelings. Anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day or a great night or great whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.